They told us wealth was about hard work. But what if I told you the rich don't follow the same curve as you do? There's a secret graph, a forbidden curve, that never appears in the charts they show on TV. While you're saving a few dollars each month, they're doubling fortunes quietly inside this hidden pattern. And once you see how it works, you'll never look at money growth the same way again. All our lives, we've been told that progress moves in a straight line. Study, work, save, retire. It sounds logical until you realize that the straight line is the trap. Because while you're walking slowly up that flat path, the rich are somewhere else entirely, riding a curve that bends reality itself. They don't climb step by step. They leap exponentially because their money isn't tied to time. They discovered that wealth doesn't grow linearly. It compounds invisibly. Every dollar they earn buys them another curve inside the curve. And the cruel part? You've been conditioned to think their acceleration is luck or talent, when, in truth, it's access. Access to systems that were never built. That's why your savings rise by 5%, while theirs explode by 500%. Not because they work harder, but because they're playing a different game entirely. A game with hidden rules, secret timelines, and curves that multiply while you... And this is where the forbidden curve begins, the moment your linear path collides with their exponential one. That's when you finally see it. The system was never broken. It was perfectly designed to keep you walking while they fly. Once you step inside the forbidden curve, you understand why most people never escape the straight line, because this curve doesn't follow the rules of hours or effort. It follows the rule of momentum. Here, money behaves differently. It no longer needs your presence, only your permission. While you're working to earn more hours, they're using their hours to own more systems. And that's the quiet difference between a worker and a wealthy man. Inside the curve, time bends. One decision made years ago can multiply for decades, even while they sleep. That's why they say the first million is the hardest, because after that, the curve takes over. The money compounds, the systems run, the growth feeds on itself. But this is what they never told you. You can't see the curve until you stop moving in a straight line, until you question everything they taught you about stable income and safe returns. The forbidden curve starts where comfort ends. It begins the moment you take your first risk, the first time you plant a seed that doesn't pay you today, but multiplies silently tomorrow. That's the entry point, the invisible gate where the 99% stop, and the 1% begin to rise. Every system has a door, but this one isn't made of gold, it's made of fear. That's why most people never cross it. They reach the edge of the straight line, see the curve rising in front of them, and step back. Because the gate doesn't look like opportunity, it looks like loss. It looks like quitting your job, starting something uncertain, investing in what you can't control. It looks like risk, and that's exactly why it's invisible to almost everyone. The rich, on the other hand, walk straight through. Not because they're braver, but because they understand the illusion. They know that safety is the most expensive currency in the world, that the stable income you cling to is the chain that keeps you from multiplying. The hidden gate appears when logic says stop and intuition whispers go. It's the moment your fear is louder than your potential, and the system smiles because that's when it wins. But when you push through, when you act despite trembling, you enter a space where compounding starts working for you instead of against you. That's the secret wall between classes. The gate isn't locked. It's guarded only by your comfort, and the moment you walk through it, you stop being a worker and start becoming a force. Once you're inside the curve, everything feels different. Time slows down, but your results accelerate. You stop counting hours and start counting cycles. Here's what they never told you. While most people work for money, the rich engineer velocity. They build systems that compound in silence. A video, a product, an investment, a network. Each one becomes a small machine that keeps printing results without demanding life in return. This is the forbidden curve in motion. It feeds itself layer by layer, loop by loop. Every dollar earned reinvests into another, every system funds a bigger one, and every idea spawns 3 more. You can see it in their behavior. While you're saving to feel safe, they're spending to accelerate. While you're waiting for the right time, they're creating it because they know the curve rewards motion, not hesitation. And that's the cruel irony. By the time most people realize what's happening, the rich are already miles ahead, surfing on a wave that compounds faster than anyone can catch. They're not smarter. They just stopped trading time for progress. They let the curve move for them, while everyone else keeps running in straight lines, chasing a finish line that never existed. The forbidden curve doesn't belong to those who earn more. It belongs to those who dare to move differently. They told you that wealth was fair, that if you study, work hard, and save long enough, you'll make it. But that's the lie that keeps the system alive. The truth, the straight line, was never meant to lead you to wealth. It was built to keep you walking forever. Schools teach you how to follow direction, not how to create leverage. Jobs train you to exchange time, not to multiply it. Banks tell you to save, but profit when you borrow. And government, they call it stability. But stability is just a polite word for control. Every institution you trusted was designed to keep you believing in the line, because the moment you discover the curve, you become unmanageable. That's why the richest 1% don't want chaos, they want order. Order means predictability. It means you keep working, spending, and fearing risk, while they quietly turn your stability into their compounding machine. The lie of the straight line is elegant, seductive, and devastating. It promises peace while slowly draining your power. And the worst part? It rewards obedience, not creativity. But once you see the pattern, once you understand that the system was never broken, you stop feeling like a victim. You start seeing yourself as the glitch, the one anomaly that refuses to walk the line. And that's when the real game begins. Every awakening comes with a collapse. The moment you realize the system was never built for you, something inside you breaks. You start seeing the pattern everywhere. Every bill, every paycheck, every benefit that was supposed to protect you was actually a leash. You work harder, yet feel poor. You save more, yet inflation eats faster. You follow the rules, yet the finish line keeps moving. That's not coincidence, that's design. And when that truth finally hits you, it's violent. Because now you can't unsee it. You can't go back to believing the line will lead somewhere. You realize you've been running on a treadmill disguised as progress. That's when most people break. Not because they're weak, but because they're waking up. The mind resists change the same way the system resists freedom, and both will do everything to pull you back. This is the forbidden moment, where you either surrender to the comfort of the lie, or build the courage to start your own curve. Most people quit here. They blame the economy, the government, or bad luck. But a few, just a few, decide that if the system won't change, they will. That's the breaking. It's not the moment you lose everything. It's the moment you stop belonging to everything that kept you. Freedom doesn't start with money. It starts with awareness. Once you see the system, you can finally stop playing by its rules. Building your own curve isn't about luck or privilege. It's about flipping the equation, turning your time, skills, and attention into assets that outlive your effort. Because while most people are busy earning to survive the month, the few who break through start designing systems that earn for them. That's the real forbidden knowledge. You don't need to be rich to act like one. You just need to think in curves, not lines. Every income stream you build, every project, every idea, is a small curve bending time in your favor. Your digital product, your channel, your knowledge, these are not side hustles. They are compounding machines waiting for momentum. But you can't build them with fear. You build them with repetition, structure, and patience. The same patience that banks use to turn your deposits into empires. So when they call you crazy for creating instead of consuming, remember, the forbidden curve always looks insane to those still walking. The world doesn't reward effort anymore. It rewards architecture. And the moment you build something that runs without you, you stop being a worker and become the designer of your own economy. That's how your curve begins. Not in the market, not in the bank, but in your mindset. At the end of the curve, there's no finish line, only clarity. You finally understand what they never wanted you to see. Wealth was never about money. It was about control, of time, of energy, of your own mind. The rich don't buy things, they buy freedom. Every dollar they invest is a seed that grows while they sleep, and every hour you sell is a branch that withers while they rest. That's the forbidden curve, the moment you stop chasing and start designing. When your time starts earning more than your hands ever could. Because money isn't the goal. Money is the mirror. It reflects how you think, how you act, and how much of yourself you still trade for approval. The system wants you distracted, tired, predictable. It feeds you dopamine instead of dividends and convinces you that peace comes after effort, when in truth, peace only comes after awareness. But now you know you've seen the pattern, the trap, and the curve that breaks both. The question is no longer how much you earn, but how much of your life you still sell for. The final curve isn't drawn with money, it's drawn with mastery. And once you master time, you master everything.